After a really nice crossing from Marigaland, we arrived in Pointe Pitre, which is in the middle section of the butterfly-shaped French island of Guadeloupe. Pointe Pitre Marina is a bustling place with lots of shops, bars, restaurants, chandleries and boat services. It also offers plenty of protection from the ocean in bad weather. We spent a couple of days there catching up with chores and doing shopping and laundry. We also topped up with fuel from a very nice fuel dock there. After stocking up, we were off again, this time heading south to the Saintes, a small group of islands on the south of Guadeloupe. It was a beautiful day, but the winds were light, and in the end we had to motor. It was merely a
Hoo-ho! Hoo-ho! 4 more feet to go. Okay, one good one for measure. Wrap. Done.
Our first stop was Marigot Bay on the island of Terre de Haute. Marigot was beautiful and there were only a couple of other boats there. The following day we went ashore in our dinghy, passing 2 pelicans which live on a rock in the middle of the bay. Marigot is a very lovely, peaceful place and has a wonderful restaurant called La Palotte. It's only open for lunch and serves a variety of seafood dishes. Très bon! Next we walked to the main town here called La Savane. It was quite a hike and very hilly, but with beautiful flowers and plants along the way. We passed many shells of former houses en route, but the main town was very attractive and had loads of shops, bars and restaurants. Unlike Marigot Bay, there were also loads of boats anchored here. There were regular ferry trips from mainland Guadeloupe, which made it quite a busy and touristy place. Music also overflowed from an interesting looking church into the street, and it was jam-packed with worshippers and tourists. We walked all the way through this small town and then back along a pretty beach, then back over the hill to Marigot Bay. Altogether we walked around 5 or 6 miles, there and back. hell of a walk up here. Fort Napoleon. And, but we're here. We made it to the top of the hill. And here it is. At the moment we know little about the history. There's a big moat going around it. But it's a hell of a climb up here and it's so hot as well.
Fort was originally named Fort Lewis. It was built sometime between 1777 and 1779. In 1805, it was renamed to Napoleon III after the Paris Treaty and handed back to the French. In 1809, British forces destroyed it. After the Treaty of Paris in 1814, Fort Napoleon was rebuilt on the ruins of the fort and set up as a much more fortified installation, has a complete moat around it and very, very thick defenses. Total rebuilding of the fort was completed in 1867, but it never saw use in battle and instead was turned into a prison. It's a little confusing reading about the history of some of these places. For example, I guess every time the British and the French reconciled over something, it was done in Paris under the Treaty of Paris. So they're all referred to as the Treaty of Paris in different dates in history.
Following morning, we left this stunning anchorage to explore some of the other islands of the Saints. Off we went, sailing round the east side of the island. It was a beautiful sail. We made it to a remote anchorage shared with one other boat on a small island called, ironically, Ile Grande. It turned out to be a rolling anchorage, but we had some great snorkelling there.
morning, we pulled up the hook and set our sails for the west coast of Guadeloupe.
Left the Saints behind, and we're near the Guadalupe now.
Please join us in the next episode as we explore the beautiful west coast of Guadeloupe.